It's time to get into shape, mental shape. Have you ever noticed that some of the strongest men on the planet are athletes and warriors? Okay. And we have a lot of respect for these people, right? We'll sit down and watch a sports game or something like that, watch football, like the Super Bowl a couple weekends ago, or, we'll have a lot of respect for the men and women in the armed forces who train really, really hard. At least I do. Those people are amazing people. They're like superheroes to me. Okay. They're pretty awesome. And just like the kind of training that you have to do to be physically prepared to engage in struggles and difficulties, you have to do that mentally when it comes to marriage. So today I'm going to go over 3 ways that we can be mentally in shape to be able to handle some of these difficulties that come our way. Now, the first one that I would recommend is reading. Okay, get out there, because a lot of times, especially for guys, all right, we kind of don't really want to let people know that we don't have the solution to the problem, right? So that's why it's easy to just go on your phone, scroll through, find a solution, and then pretend like it was our idea, right? I'm sorry, I revealed the secrets of men. I apologize, but this is the way it goes, right? And so if there are people out there who that are knowledgeable and intelligent and what have you, or maybe you talk to a friend and say, hey man, do you have a book about something I could read? Go out there, find a book that you can read, and dedicate yourself to reading it every day. Okay, and if you finish one book, keep moving on. I do this with fiction just because I've done a lot of reading on psychology and stuff like that. And for me, if you know anything about me, if you watch these videos for a while, you'll know that I'll review certain fiction books because I think those are fun. So at the very least, if you're going to read fiction, read fiction. But if you really want to do self-improvement, there's plenty of self-improvement books out there from people who have some really good ideas about it. So definitely go out there and read. It's one way to get yourself mentally trained, because you can start implementing some of those ideas. Number 2 is start writing down the negative self-talk you have about yourself. Okay. And that's a big one for me, because I have a lot of history of oh, you're a terrible person. You suck. You're so bad, this and that. Okay. And so a lot of people have this, a lot of guys have this, and we're kind of like, oh, there's this bad idea I have about myself. I couldn't do that. I can't possibly get in shape. I can't possibly be a better person. I can't possibly do what it takes to be happy. All right. A lot of people have this. This is sort of almost the natural state. I think we've talked about this in previous videos, where when we're sort of zoning off into space, negative self-talk is the natural state of affairs. So we want to write those things down. All right. And we want to try to pound that out. How we beat those things down is we have to come up with a list of good things about ourselves. Now, there was a study that was done a while ago where people couldn't come up with 5 good things to say about themselves. They couldn't come up with 5. I'm just asking you to come up with 1. Okay. Come up with 1 or 2 good things to say about yourself to counterbalance some of these negative things. Because guess what? That negative self-talk, those negative ideas about yourself are going to keep you mentally weak. We're trying to get you mentally strong so that you are ready and able to handle the difficulties that come in marriage relationships. Because guess what? It's not going to be all wine and roses. It's going to be tough. All right. It's not going to be easy. There are going to be challenges, especially when the kids show up. All right. It's going to be really hard to do that. You've got to be mentally ready to be able to handle those things. Okay. So beat out that negative self-talk and remind yourself that, hey, you know what? I accomplished this. My career's on a good path. I married an amazing woman. My kids are awesome. We're doing really well. Yeah. You know what? Maybe financially things aren't great. Maybe emotionally things aren't great, but there are some good things about what's going on with me. And then number 3, don't be satisfied with just this one area that you hammer out. Let's say you find one area, you kick its butt, you rock it out, you do a good job, and the next thing you know, there's another one that shows up. Don't be satisfied with that. Work dynamically. Okay, remember the definition of dynamic. It is a perpetual state of change, positive change within a system. Okay, so we are working toward dynamically changing yourself so that you are a better version of yourself. Just like if you were going to the gym every single day, working out. Why? Because you want to be stronger. You want to be in good shape. You want to be able to handle heavy exercise and things like that. You want to make sure that if you have to run, you're not sucking wind. Okay. So the idea here is don't be satisfied with that one spot. Keep pushing, keep going every day and say, all right, what else do I need to change? What else do I need to improve on? You ever met one of those guys who walks around their house and if there's something wrong with it, they'll start working on it. It'll be a new project. Okay. It's the same thing with you. You gotta be kind of you know what? I'm not satisfied with this. I'm not satisfied with who I am and what I'm doing. All right. I need to get better. even I will do this. And I have to do this because if I don't do this, I start to become a worse version of myself. That's the alternative here. If you don't go and continue to strive to be something better or someone better, you're going to go in the opposite direction sometimes and be a worse version of it. All right. Anyways, if you like what I'm saying here, like, subscribe, follow, what have you. All right. And go to dynamicmarriagesolutions.com. Okay. I've got a marriage class that I am starting up March 2nd. I've got an 8-week course that I'm going to teach you how to be mentally strong, but also how to communicate with your spouse so you're not fighting and arguing and what have you. Go ahead and check it out. I'm actually going to throw the link up in the comments there. But again, dynamicmarriagesolutions.com. Check it out. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I'll see you tomorrow.